The table shows the values of functions f, g, and h for x from 1 to 7, where x is an integer. We have our x with values here, f of x, g of x, and h of x. Find f of h of 3. F of h of 3. This means we need to find h of 3. So we put 3 into h. When we put 3 into h, we get 4 out. So that's f of 4. So that now means we need to take 4 and put 4 into f. When we put 4 into f, the output is equal to 4. So f of h of 3 is equal to 4. What about g inverse of 6? G inverse of 6 is saying the output of g is 6. What is the input? So if the output of g is 6, what was the input that gave that? That means that g inverse of 6 is equal to 4. Some people might prefer to think of this as g inverse of 6 is equal to a, which means that g of a is equal to 6. It's saying the same thing. What value of a do we need to put in to get 6 out? Find f inverse composed with g inverse of 7. So that's f inverse of g inverse of 7. That is asking the output of g is 7, what was the input? The output of g is 7, what was the input? It was 1. So now this is f inverse of 1. This is now saying the output of f was 1, what was the input? The output of f was 1, the input was 1. Finally, determine the possible values if f of a is equal to h inverse of a. So f of some number, so when we substitute a number in here, the number we get here is the same as the input for that value of a into h. So let's just have a think about all the possibilities. If a is equal to 1, then f of a is equal to 1. And h inverse of a, what value would give 1 as an output? Would be 4. Those two things are not equal, so that does not work. A is equal to 2. F of 2 gives me 5. H inverse of 2, what value would give me 2 out? It is equal to 5, so that one works. So a equals 2 is a solution. But there might be some more. A equals 3. F of 3 is equal to 2. H inverse of 3, what output value of h is 3, the input value would be 1. A is equal to 4. F of 4 is equal to 4. H inverse of 4 will be 3. That does not work. A is equal to 5. F of 5 is equal to 3. H inverse of 5, the output is 5, which means the input was 7. So that does not work. 2 more to go. I'm going to have to go over here, I've run out of space. A is equal to 6. F of 6 is equal to 6. H inverse of 6 is also equal to 6. The output is 6, the input was 6. So this one works. And finally, A is equal to 7. F of 7 is equal to 7. H inverse of 7, the output is 7 in H, the input was 2. So that one does not work. So there are 2 possible values of A equals 2 and A equals 6 satisfy this particular equation.